Yes, lads, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video for FIFA 21 SBCs, ranking the SBCs from worst to best. As you can see, there is every single SBC card, I believe, down here, or at least most of them. It's even got the new release SBCs like the Dzeko, the Neres, Kara, Tolisso. Not sure if the Saul is in there, but we'll find out. Along the way, so every SBC card should be in here. It's the FIFA 21 SBC tier list maker, and we'll go in promos from top to bottom, I suppose. So we'll start with for birthday, and the order that they're in, we'll just sort them into the list. So I guess we can start with the first 5 for birthdays here. There's also 5 for birthdays down there as well. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but we'll just go in order for the cards. We'll pick them out, we'll drop them in. So we'll start with Arturo Vidal. Solid card, about 500k for this guy. 5-star skills, amazing stats if you did him. That's a great card. Same with the Ozil card, about 100k for that guy. And that makes me think the Podolski card also does belong in this great category. These cards with the high stats, top tiers in terms of the stats, and also 5 stars in either skills or weak foot. I believe all of these does have obviously there are special things about them, but yeah. So we have Royce as well, a bit expensive, but again a really good card. I suppose it can only go in great as well with there. Mangala, bad. You just use Varane. I know it's so boring, and everyone does use Varane, but the price for the Mangala card, not brilliant. The Kondogbia was a good price, good card. Again with one of the 5 stars in there, always going to be good to grab that guy. Up next, we've got a couple of the showdowns. Tolisso versus Kera. Obviously we know buying one, so Tolisso will get the upgrade, but if you're looking at the SBCs, the chances of winning, obviously buying Paul first, and going off these, the cards aren't brilliant. I'd probably say they're both good / okay. That's all there really is. Kara's got the 5-star weak foot, Tolisso is 4-star. Here we've got Neres versus Dzeko. I'd have to say Neres for the price he is. Against Dzeko, even this card is basically like a Neymar, and he's really cheap as well. Dzeko coming in about 100k, but he is I suppose he has to go in there because if Roma do win the next match, which is today, he goes to a 91, and the price about 100k for this card is really good price. Atal was about 10-15k when he came out. Top right back in the league, in 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, could play him as a winger as well. So that is a top card for Atal. That's a brilliant card. Lucas was like 400k. Why would you do this SBC? Unless you're a Spurs fan or maybe PSG past and present or something. That card was awful. Madison, it's a bad card for a bad price. Aguero is awful. It was 750k for this card. Not great. Just use base Aguero. Like, it's probably better than this. I know it's got a big pace boost on the card, but not something that we should be too interested in with that Aguero. Alessandrini was about 150k. Was meta at the time. Still is meta. Not quite good enough when he came out. Obviously, being that flashback card. Ben Arthur, personally for me, missed out on this one. Should have done the Ben Arthur SBC, being a Hull City fan, and he did play for the Hull City team. And now playing with a past and present side, sadly didn't do him. So, and he has to go in bad anyways. He was very expensive for a very average card. Cavani is exactly the same. El Shaarawy, 5-star skills, Major League, Major Nation, easy to link him. Joe Hart is again good / okay. It was quite expensive, 150k for a keeper as well. But yeah, Joe Hart is really good in game. Chicha, bad SBC. I mean, he plays well, but MLS links, same with Higuain. Higuain was about 50k, 50, 60. Again, only 87 rated. Doesn't really link to too many players. Isn't the greatest. There's quite a lot of flashbacks here. There's a lot of freeze SBCs as well. To get through, there's loads of cards to go through. Let's not get through them as quickly as we can. There's Kadira. At the time, he was good, but quite expensive, so I feel like that did throw a lot of people off, although good link to, obviously, Ronaldo. Koscielny at the time was good, bit expensive. No one wanted to put that 150, 200k into the SBC for a CB like that, and obviously now, absolutely no chance he gets into the team. Toni Kroos, bad, very expensive for a card that, compare him to like the Prime Moments Perla SBC, you probably want to do the Moments Perla. Ribéry, he's good, he's a 800k to about 1 million, depending on the time on the console. 5-star, 5-star I believe, or is it 5-star, 4-star? 90 rated, incredible card, and you did have, I think it was a month or just over a month to do that guy. So that's a great option. Robin, I have to put him into great. I've played against this card so many times and he is really, really good. Ronaldo, bad. I know it's Ronaldo, but it just doesn't quite click. Witzel is a tough one. Bundesliga don't really have that many great CMs. There is a couple of major CMs that they've got, and obviously that Talisha just adds to it, but yeah, I have to say, the fact that they've just released an 86 Talisha with very similar stats, but a bit more defending and physical comparing to the Witzel. This Witzel has to be a good SBC. Adama didn't do it, but what a monster this left back Adama card is. That card's insane. And Saldi's just terrible. Awa, you see him quite a lot. He does play well, but it is a tough one to fit him in there. Bailly, sorry. Leon Bailey, the winger. It's kind of hard to put him in anywhere. Firmino's about 1 million coins for the SBC. Why would you put 1 million coins into a card like this? He dropped pace. He's very well rounded, but it feels like he's not the DM that you want. If you want a Kante version, obviously you could just got Kante, but if you want a tall, leggy player, you've got players like Wright card, who's definitely cheaper than a mil. Even like a Paul Pogba with his new cards, you can play those at CDM, still way better than this Firmino. Gaia, exactly the same. Why would you do that card? Nabry is a good card. João Victor, bad, too expensive. And we've got Lima here, bad. They already got a right back Halloween Mukiele for objectives, and they get another right back. Terrible. Lala, awful card. Why would you do that? Marquinhos, I think this is a good SBC. Gives that perfect link to him. I came up obviously a long time ago. Good card. Navas is bad. No one needs to be said. Politano's bad. And Wan-Bissaka, it's a tough one. Very similar to this buy that he's next to right there. And he has been out for a while, but personally, I think he's going to be a good card, to be honest. Considering the buy, very similar. But he was about 300, 350, but it did come out so long ago. And obviously the fullback centre-back meta is quite important, and having him on 10 chem, I'd say that's worth it. Javinho, I mean, he is in the meta, but he's just not it at the moment. Sadly for Javinho, he's very fast, but the rest of his stats don't quite cut it. Same with PALACIO and Renato Sanches. Renato Sanches is just insane. I did this SBC straight away, right into my team. The only thing I can really say is he is probably one of the best SBCs that's ever come out in this year. Brewster, terrible SBC. Bruno Guimaraes, I don't know which one was the good one. This was the one that was attacking, terrible. The one that was defensive, slightly better. Jones, the CM version is very good. The left mid version, not too great. This fella, awful. I've got the Todibo CB card. I'd probably say that's a good SBC. People start using the Varane to fit this Todibo in. If you got a couple of French league players, very easy to link. Obviously now if you did keep a couple of these cards and you did objectives like Mandanda, you're going to have a great team there. Mara's headliner. It's kind of tough to say, but I think it was again a pretty good SBC to do. SMS looked like a good card, but doesn't fit the meta. He's too slow, he's very tall and clunky, but a very good card, so it's either good slash okay or bad, and I'm going to put him in bad. Huang, at the time, was a good SBC. About 10k, but what can you do? Matuidi, same. Got injured. James Rodriguez was good at the start, I suppose. Obviously got a couple of informs early on. Thiago Silva, he was about 10k, and obviously he's now 86, I believe, so that was a good one. And Tanali, about 10k again. It was literally about 8,000 coins, I think, 7-8k. And he's not done anything at all. Now moving into, we've got some Bundesliga Player of the Months. Andre Silva, you could do him for fodder at the time. I believe he was close to Team of the Year. Oh, that was a good option. Haaland, I mean, with all the special cards, he was about 400k. If you want a first owner Haaland, then fair enough, but why would you do that? Haaland doesn't fit the meta. 3-star, 3-star. Not the one in this game, unfortunately. Same with Kramaric. Terrible card. Lewandowski, 93 rate striker, top finishing, 4-star, 4-star, great price, slightly expensive maybe, but a good slash okay card. Jadon Sancho, again, a good slash okay card. He's got, this is a position change to the left side as well, so easy to fit him in. Stindl, no much needs to be said. Aspas came out a long time ago, and he is a very good player, so I do have to put him into the good slash okay. Could possibly move him into great. That's where he sits. En-Nesyri, terrible. Ansu Fati came early on, was about 160k. Top card. Everyone loves this card. He's turned into a really good player this season as well. João Felix, again, he has to go into the great category for being that La Liga Player of the Month. Lots of people used him. Messi, it's tough. Do you go for 100% do it? But he was about 1.5 to 2 mil. So for the price, I'm gonna have to stick him into great just because it was very expensive. But it's very expensive for a 96 Messi, who is literally insane on the game. Maybe lacks a slight touch of pace, but other than that, he's a very good card. Oyazabal again came out very early and was a good card, so I'm gonna stick him in good. Oyazabal was very nice to play with. Sadly only 3-star, 3-star, but did come out very early. Bamba, it was like 400, 500k, was it? Was it even more than that for this Bamba? Yeah, terrible value. He already had like an 82 or an 84 in form as well, and they were like 20, 40k. Boulaya was only about 10, 15k, so fair enough, but 5-star skills on the fella. Can't hit it too much. Delors, not great. Mbappe, again, goes into the great category next to Messi there. Again, another similar price SBC was about 1.5 to 2 mil, depending on the time of the SBC, but if he was a bit cheaper, he'd probably be up here, but there are tradable cards similar that are cheaper to this Mbappe now. Niane, terrible. Yazici. I mean, if you want a League In team, you've got a couple of good League In cards there, but they're just not it. Calvert-Lewin, who was a first player of the month this year. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna put him in. Why would you do this? Because based on the fact that he came out very early, but the SBC wasn't great to do. The 91 Bruno was a good, but the 92 has to go in great because it came out after. It was basically the same price. You couldn't have an option of upgrading it at all, which is bad for me, to be fair. If you had like an SBC where you could dump the 91 Bruno, and then do like an 86 or an 87 rated squad and get the 92, then that would be like absolutely fine. But yeah, I think EA kind of messed up with the pricing of like 1 million coins each. It is what it is. Gundogan 86 bad, the 88 good. Heung-min Son has to go in good, way too expensive. It was like 700, 800k. Stop camp again. He's got to go in good. Silver SBCs are always fun. Bellarabi, right wing from the Bundesliga. He did come out quite early as well, after being a Halloween card. So I do rate that. Denia. I think at the time we didn't think that this card would be good, but it's probably still quite good. In all fairness to Denia, so I can't hit on that too much. Malong, when he came out, no one liked that card. Talisca, very early SBC, not too expensive, just over 100k I believe, and insane stats on the fella. Iñaki Williams, there was 2 variants of Iñaki. Looks like there's only one here, but the one with the, what was it, the dribbling stats had really good stats. I think I got to put him in great. Very early SBC, top striker in the Liga, and the Liga didn't have many attackers for long either, so that's got to be one of the ones that go up there for me. End of an era or premium SBCs. We've got the 2 benders. The CB's got to go into okay, and the right back's got to go into great. That right back card does look insane. The Rooney, I've got to say, so 100% do it for the Rooney. That's a top card. Coquelin was awful price. Herman was awful. Lamar was awful. McTominay was okay. Milner. Yeah, I'm gonna put McTominay into okay. Keep Milner in bad. Rudiger, that was a good one. With the Zinchenko card is a good card as well. Still, Kleber. Got to put him in 100%. Do it. When I used him, wasn't a fan, so I did put him into an SBC before the sense meta became apparent. But man, that Kleber card does look insane, and he is very good. Marlon Sherdon, it's okay. Is it okay? I don't think it's okay. It's bad. It's bad. That's why you got the Kleber at the top there. We've got the Jerome Boateng SBC. Jerome Team of the Year. Was a great SBC, great price as well for it. Could do it with fodder straight away. Fits into obviously the Team of the Year team with the Bundesliga players that were out there. Definitely would say that was a good one. Busquets, just a terrible SBC. Same with this Dembele. If you did this guy, big L dude. Memphis Depay, Moments SBC. That was a very good SBC. Doherty, awful. Dos Santos, that's got to go in great for me. It's really cheap. And 90 pace centre mid from the MLS, but man, what a card that was. Dybala again, he's got to go in great. A really good card, obviously strong links to that Ronaldo. Argentinian, lots of good links with that there. And I believe 4-star as well, that Dybala. Really good card here. Forsberg, he's just bad. Kazawa, I can't really hit too much on Kazawa. He obviously gives that good left back link to Neymar. Obviously that Marquinhos as well, completing a little triangle, or if you're looking at the PSG defenders or French defenders, it's a good SBC. Muller, Vermont is a great SBC. He had his, I believe it's also 89 inform. His 89 inform was really good, and this card's got like 15 extra pace or 10 extra pace, so rate that one. Wes Morgan, machine. Wes Morgan's got to go 100% do it. Cheap, Silver Stars centre back. Oxlade-Chamberlain get in the bin. Rabiot is a good SBC. Again, links to the Dybala, the Ronaldo, even the Cadera, but not a fan of that one. Very well rounded, but not for me. John Stones, again, good because it came out so long ago, but it was quite expensive at the time. But looking back at what we can see, Stones was a good value SBC. Same with Felipe Anderson. Same with Herrera. Isco and Mount, kind of bad. Alexandro, bad as well. These cards, man. Armstrong, bad. Leroy Fair has got to go in 100% do it. It was like 60,000 coins, and then Fino scored 6 goals in the first game, and he got upgraded straight away. That was a very good SBC. We've got Malqui. I suppose it's got to go bad because he's just too expensive for a right back. In there, Rafinha, why would you do that? And Wendell, again, he's got to go in the bad section, so not too great. So looking at top to bottom to see what has been the best promo. A couple of the Halloween cards do make it, and if Mukiele was an SBC, he'd have been great, or even 100%. Mukiele was a monster from the Halloween promo. Starting at the top, obviously we got the foot birthdays, quite a few foot birthdays up here. Moments SBCs, quite a few Moments SBCs up there as well. Leroy Fair in the What If promo. Who's in great, so you've got Neres, Showdown, Atal, Europa League, Freezer Dharma. It looks like a couple of the freezes might have made it into good / okay, but not the most amazing promo. Obviously quite a lot of freeze cards, bad. Flashbacks, not done too well. Ones to watch SBCs, not done too well either. The ones to watch SBCs were just bad. Give players like Wanhee-chan and Tonali just not high enough rated if they were like 81, 82 base cards, and then they got their first inform was going to be an 84. That might have been worth it. Well, definitely would have been worth it, but sadly these guys are in the bin. Let's see at the bottom end as well. There's a few Moments in Busquets and Belladocti Ox as well. But they are sort of, there's some at the bottom, there's some in the middle, there's some near the top and in the top. So Moments SBCs can either be very good or very bad. The Future Stars promo, some very dead SBCs in there. Anyone at the top for the Future Stars? Not really in terms of SBC. The Bruno Guimaraes had a good and a bad one. This Pedro Gonçalves, not worth anything at all. Bundesliga Player of the Month has been awful. What If SBCs, there's been a couple good, couple of awful ones. Ligan Player of the Month, just been bad in general, apart from an Mbappe card, and it's Mbappe, he's insane. And the Showdowns not great either, if we're being honest there. Well, that's about it. Premium SBCs. The premium SBCs always look like they probably would be worth it as well. Like both the Benders, this Bender, that Bender, and Rooney. I'd probably say they are definitely worth doing. So next time we get one, I'd probably say do it, right? So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the 100% do it. Just at the top, Oni, Sanchez, Rooney, Clyber, Boateng, Morgan, and Fair. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but you could argue like moving Kondogbia up into great and a couple of players moved around, but these are the only SBCs that I feel like are definitely value for money. The ones down here, maybe there are a few cheap ones like the 60Ks like at the start, Calvert-Lewin, but ditching that many coins into an SBC at the start of the game, not the greatest idea. And then even moving forward, you got SBCs like Firmino, Guy. Do you really want to spend a mil on a CM? I mean, it is what it is. Even this Zinchenko, this is the Zinchenko card now, in 87, I would put that in great as well. To be fair, Stoppelkamp is what, 20k for the silver SBC, but looking at it now, thinking about it, possibly could be great, but probably not great as well. But yeah, looking at if it was a fun game to play, would we have Denayer up here, would we have Bellarabi up there? Sancho would probably be in 100% do it, being position change in English, but that's what we're dealing with. Unless you want to relegate yourself in divisions and just play divisions, then you can have some fun there. But hopefully you've enjoyed the tier list. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my options and who you've done through some of these SBCs, what you think of the cards. And also please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Take care.